Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Listen to this trending topic Tuesday, okay? Wait, look at me. Am I a day behind? I'm a day behind. It's Wednesday. Listen, y'all done messed me up so bad yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. Well, listen, people, it's trending topic Wednesday. I'm back on track now. Okay, I'm awake. And listen, we about to get into these trending topics for today. Y'all tried to traumatize me yesterday. That's why I tried to erase it out of my mind. So listen, everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope you had an amazing day so far. Don't forget, stop cheating the system. Hit the like button. When I go after the show, when I do inventory, half of y'all don't hop the train for free, okay? Hit the like button. That's right, Wayne. Choo choo. Okay. Listen, today we're going to talk about a situation. Okay, situation. T.I. and Tiny Son. We're going to talk about it. Okay. We're going to talk about this situation, that happened at a wedding reception, wedding melee. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to talk about the cop who was laughing at somebody being unalive. But then he tried to act like he wasn't laughing about that particular situation. It's a whole hot mess, okay? And that's why I want to say I named today's trending topics, no respect. None whatsoever, okay? No respect. Thank you, Carol. You paid your fee. I appreciate you. Everybody pay your fee. Hit the like button. So we're about to get in these stories, and I'm going to load this train up. And thank you, Elisa, for the choo-choo. Thank you, Latasha, for the choo-choo, because y'all know what I need in order to board this platform. I need y'all to say what? Choo-choo! All aboard, everybody. Today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, and we about to do trending topics. We're going to get into it. And remember, people, catch the train. Don't catch feelings, all right? Catch the train. Do not catch feelings. Stand your ground, because I'm going to stand mine. Now, we're going to board this train and bring the people in the building. Hey, in my opinion.
Hey, Diva, choo choo.
All right now. Hey, Felicia.
Hey,
Hey,
everybody.
Leo. Hey, Shan.
Hey,
Juliet.
Hey,
everybody.
hey
Hey.
y'all.
Hey, D. Hey, E.
Hey,
And Denzel. All
Hey,
right now.
hey everybody.
It's loaded. Okay, we got one open slot. Okay, catch the slot if you want to catch this train because we're about to pull out the station. But we do have an open slot. You can hit the button up top and join the train ride. But just remember, oh, wait, let me make sure. Oh, I think somebody, nope. So, yeah, we got an empty slot on the train. Okay, so hit the button if you want to come join the train ride. Yes, thank you, Bianca. Come on, get me on track, y'all. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Glad to see you here. We got a border. Hey, Wayne. Come on now, hop the train. I hope you purchased your ticket before you came on this platform. Now we're going to get into it, okay? We got to talk about it. It kind of has a little bit of relation, to one of the stories we did yesterday. It was this situation. We got into a discussion. We're not going to revisit that discussion, but we talked about, two-parent households, the fathers raising their sons. Well, T.I.'s son came from a two-parent household that had a ton of money, and he's still a whole hot flaming mess. Now we're going to go ahead and share this screen and get into this story. Now I may have to bump out of this when I want to play a video, and we'll work it out together. So the people was talking to T.I. and Tiny, and they said, teach him something before the streets do. Fans urged T.I. to discipline his son King after he challenges a homeless man to eat a spicy chip for money. Did y'all catch that title? No respect, just messy. It hasn't even been a full month since T.I. and Tiny Harris' son King Harris was in the blogs following the review of his new set of choppers. Okay, he got his teeth done, got him some veneers.
Choppers indeed.
Choppers indeed. You better talk about it. Now the teenager is back making headlines after a video of him offering a homeless man to do the spicy chip challenge that went viral online. Now those spicy chips has since been removed off of the shelves because there was a young 14-year-old that unfortunately lost his life after doing this challenge. I hate a lot of these challenges. They're just ridiculous, and most of them are dangerous. On Friday, September 8th, the 19-year-old participated in the popular One Chip Challenge, which centers around folks tasting a hot chip from the brand. How do you say that? Paki, and seeing how long they can go.
I think.
Paki, thank you. And seeing how long they can go without consuming any water. In Harris' video, he can be seen offering a homeless man a spicy chip outside of a liquor store. As the recording continued, he instructed the man to eat the chip and go 5 minutes without any liquids. He said $50, 5 minutes, the youngster said as he handed over the snack. The homeless man can be seen fighting the urge to drink the water, but ultimately gives in and loses the battle. Though he did not win the $50, Harris noted that he gave him $20 for his attempt. I done gave him a $20. Man, just so y'all know, we ain't doing that one, he said. He lost though. Still gave him the, you know what I'm saying. I done gave him $20. Now, before I continue to show you, to continue to read this article, I want to show you the video. Let me just go to it here. It's terrible.
$50, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh shit. Oh shit. Nothing in there, huh? Ain't nothing in there. Let me see. Nah, ain't nothing in here. All right, come on. Come on, OG. Open your mouth when you swallow it.
And that's the new kind.
Yeah, this I ain't never seen this motherfucker.
That's the great one.
Ooh,
how you feeling?
It's all right.
Shit.
It ain't hot.
Shit. Nah,
you can't drink it yet though. You gotta wait 5 minutes. If you need some milk, whatever you need after you lose, I'll buy it for you. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it hot?
That nigga, no.
It's hot?
That nigga, no. On God.
Oh, wait.
Man, that's probably a snap for man.
Ooh. It make it harder with that water in your hand. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Hey, you gonna lose if you drink it.
You can't drink it. You ain't gonna make your money.
Not yet.
The time on, you ain't gonna make your money, man. You got 3 minutes left.
Ooh, wee. One thing about it, he gonna get his. Ooh, wee.
The water gonna make it go.
Oh, shit.
You drank that water, man. Yeah, man, how you drank that water, man.
Yeah. Oh, he did. He missed it. He fucked it up. Oh, no. 22. I done gave him a 20, man, just so y'all know we ain't doing that one. He lost, though. Still gave him, you know what I'm saying? I done gave him a 20.
How sad is that?
Shameful.
Now, let me go back to the article. So sad. Okay, so he said $50 for 5 minutes. He said he gave him $20 for his attempt, right? He said, though it appeared as if Harris found the challenge amusing, many X, which is Twitter, users begged to differ and didn't shy away from voicing their displeasure with the drip rapper's actions. He said, "You think his parents didn't raise him right? There's always that one sibling that be going off the deep end, though. Let's have a moment of honesty." This is what one person wrote with him, with Tip. He said, "Pardon me, Cliff, but your son has a problem. He needs discipline. He needs guidance. He needs to mature. And most of all, he needs his, you know what, beat. Stop recording yourself saying dumb stuff. You sound pretty educated when you speak, so I don't know how that level of education and maturity didn't trickle down to this kid. He's going to end up coming across a real, I'll say, ninja in this street who will do him dirty, bring him in the house, and put him on punishment. This is corny as HELL. And it's a reflection of the household he is brought up in. He ain't tough at all. Teach him something before the streets do. Okay. Every time I see something about this ugly and they said whatever, it's either him acting like a gangster, entitled as you know what, begging for features, or being disrespectful. Millionaire artists need to teach their children empathy. This is sad. One day before Harris partook in this challenge, NBC News reported that the same chips were being removed from the shelves after a mother claimed that her son's unaliving was caused by his doing this challenge. As for Harris, he faced public scrutiny after the past few years of his out-of-control behavior, despite being raised in a household with two successful parents. Many social media users accuse him of trying to be something he's not, such as a gangster. After video footage showed him getting into a verbal dispute with a Waffle House employee. The musical artist also was allegedly arrested last September. However, the reason for the arrest was never made clear. As always, Harris remained unbothered by the backlash he was receiving from the One Chip Challenge. He later uploaded a separate video of himself selling merch in a parking lot of his father's establishment called the Trap Museum. Crazy. I think it's super sad. I think it's really extra sad because you wasn't doing this with friends. You picked a homeless man who you knew would need the money and would want the money. And then you're standing there laughing and you're mocking him. Felicia, what are your thoughts?
Good evening, everybody. You know, one of the things I do is
Good evening.
I personally work on being consistent. I believe children should be loved and protected at all times. He's 19. Seems like he has a lot of free time and he's bored. And perhaps he needs to be redirected into activities that will bring him some personal growth and give him something that he wants to work towards. I firmly believe that young people should be getting some form of education. I'm not saying everyone is college bound. I'm not. And I don't want folks to come at me about it. I'm just saying to be pursuing your interest on a higher level so that you can become a productive citizen, if I can say that, someone who is happy, someone who's honorable, someone that's giving back to their community. I hope his parents are working on that and just redirecting him so that he's not. That looked to me like a group of people who have nothing else to do but to be harmful to others. We just got too much free time. That's it.
Yeah, very sad. Shan, your thoughts?
I think this is very, very disrespectful because homeless people, they're not a toy you can play with and prop them up. They're a human being, right? So for him to do that, laughing in his face, knowing he needed the money, like you said, it's very disrespectful. And then you want to give him $20 when you know you could have gave him a good $500 and you wouldn't miss it. I'm not saying he should give him the chip and do stuff for it. I'm just saying.
I know I'm following you. I'm connecting.
You like, oh, here's $20. I made a fool out of you. Put it on the internet, and then you want to give me $20. Not saying $500 is worth it, but people who are homeless, they deserve to be respected too. They have dignity. So I feel like that was him taking his dignity away. Like, okay, you're a homeless man. I could just make a fool out of you. And he lucky it's that homeless man, because some homeless people, some people are crazy on the street.
Yep.
You don't know what they'll do to you.
Yep.
So he better stop before he played with the wrong person.
And that's what that person said too. One of the people commented.
What you were reading. I agree. That's the first thing that came to my mind. You got to be careful, especially out there in the world. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what will push people to the edge. And for you to be just playing, it's not funny. And like Felicia said, you need to use some business. You need to do a life. Like that's the thing. He has so much opportunity, and I'm sure, like with the parents he have, he has so much opportunities. He could literally do anything he wants, and he choose this bull to do. It's
around the wrong people.
Seek help. Get a hobby. Get a cat. Get a dog. You can walk the dog. That will take up time of your day. Get you some business. Because this is not cool. It's not funny. It's disrespectful.
It was very disrespectful. This man could have, just like the young kid, he could have ended up being unalived.
Right.
And like you said, you made a mockery out of him, and you could have still gave him the $50. You gave him $20. Have nowhere near the money that they have, and I could have still gave this man. I would have never done that, but you understand what I'm saying? I could have still gave this man the $50 or more than that.
That part.
So you did that, and then you act like you was doing something. You gave him $20.
That part, knowing he's homeless, and you could do more. Even though it doesn't make it right if you gave him $2,000, but y'all get what I'm saying,
right? Whew, it's very sad. I thought that was so sad. When I saw that, I couldn't believe it. And then you got all of these other men around. All of them was using their phone and recording and laughing, and it's a joke. And then it looked like to me that it wasn't even a fresh bottle of water. It looked like water that somebody had already drunk out of. Now, I don't know. Yeah, if you look at that video closer, I'll put it in the description box. It literally looked like that bottle was not full. I was like, they're terrible, beyond disgusting. But Julius, you're up.
This is what happens when the rod is spared. Ooh. Like scripture says, spare the rod, spoil the child. That boy spoil. Not having any kind of consequences. He's been allowed to run amok. Let's call Medea line 1. Cause we all remember the movie. She reached in that back seat and got Nikki all the way in line. Okay. Medea line 1.
Yeah, they humiliated him. It was very sad. Thank you, Julius. I'm just going to share the screen again really quickly. Now, perhaps maybe that man drunk out of the bottle earlier, but try to take a close look when he reached for the bottle. I'm telling you, that bottle was already, somebody already drunk out of it.
You
can't drink it yet, though. You got to wait 5 minutes. If you need some milk, whatever you need after you lose, I'll buy it for you. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Is it hot?
That nigga, no.
You see,
you're right.
Yeah.
It's not full.
It's not full.
Not full.
It's not full. How dreadful is that? Leo, your thoughts?
I can't even say it no better than Felicia, and especially Shan. I can't believe you was raised in this privileged life, but you gonna treat a homeless person like some type of prop or something you can put on video, clicks and views, and humiliate another human being like that. And you think that ish is okay? You and your sorry friends all think that this ish is okay. I believe what Felicia said. This boy needs some structure. He need to get. He 19 years old. One day, I understand his family got wealth, but if it comes down to him being able to take care of the family wealth, oh, they gonna be in trouble.
Woo.
With this one. They're gonna really be in trouble. They really need to get in now as soon as they can. Find out what, because I'm gonna say this too. This is what I want to say. He suffers from low self-esteem.
Yeah.
His self-esteem is all the way in the toilet. And all that lip service that T.I. love to give, all this expeditious and all this other kind of stuff that he need to expeditiously get up on that baby and make sure they get him some structure in his life before he get down the wrong road and something he really hurt somebody or get himself hurt, unalive.
Yeah. Very
They
sad.
need to stop it. They need to stop it. Find out what his passion is. Find out what's going on in his heart. Get that boy some therapy, because whatever that's going on in his life, he feels like the one thing that gives him value is the fact that his parents have money.
Yep.
And that is not a building. That's not a way to build self-esteem, right? Validation is built from the things you have within. If you kind, if you generous, if you compassionate, if you a hard worker, they better get that boy. Like Shan said, he needs some business in his life. That's all I got for him, because I feel sorry for him. And I feel sorry for him because he's a damaged person and he get ready to be in this world damaging a whole bunch of people.
Woo! Woo! You said that. And then was proud of himself. I still gave him 20. He lost, but I gave him $20 though. Wayne?
Yeah. This is a perfect example. You can grow up in a house with two parents and still turn out to be an asshole. With that man, that was just uncalled for. And $50, I just knew he was going to say, well, here's the $50 anyway. You know, I don't even know how he's going to be able to sleep at night, because this ain't the first time. He might look for some more homeless people to do the same thing. And if this is all clicks and views, he made more than $50. He made more than $50. That's all I was just saying. I just feel so. It's bad enough you're hungry. I mean, bad enough you're homeless.
Right.
Then it's even worse. Somebody wants to take fun of you and make you a spectacle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your thoughts. E, you're up.
Gotcha. So, listen, he is no king, and I will never refer to him as that. His name is Tiny Jr., and he is a funny looking thing, and he hangs out at the liquor store and Waffle House at 3 a.m. When you listen to the video, he talks like the sound of his voice, the cadence is just like his mama, but he laughs and cuss just like his daddy. So he got it honest, and he's ignorant like his auntie Shekinah. I know how to solve this problem. Just send that white coach from yesterday on over to the condo. Let the coach
come on now,
sleep, and then he can call his mama after. Call Tiny Senior and get her on the phone. They say this little man was raised by successful parents. No, he wasn't. He wasn't raised by successful parents. Tiny Jr. was raised by new money. First generation money. He was raised by a harlot and a drug dealer for parents who both ran the streets and slipped goofies in girls' drinks, allegedly. Tiny Jr. is no child. So to say that he needs structure, and we need to get him into some activities, he's 19 years old. He's a grown man. Whether or not he has the mentality for it, that's up to him. He graduated high school. He can do whatever he wants. It's not only a failure of Clifford and Tamika. The school system has failed this person, and he needs to be in jail. He has already committed crimes. Remember what he did at the Waffle House, talking about some threatening those of people who have to work really hard. No, I think he needs to be in jail. It's too late for structure. His personality is already set. He needs to sit down like Drew Sidor's baby daddy, and he needs to reassess his life and what he wants to do with it, because he has so many opportunities, so much privilege, and all he's doing is wasting it away.
D, you're up. Thank you, E.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like a lot of y'all took the words right out of my mouth. E, you said he's no king, but they named him king. He was raised as a king in the household, meaning feed me, give me, do this for me, cater to me. And just like you said, I was going to make that same point. This is T.I. and Tiny's first child together. They both had money at this point. They both had a lot of, had come into a lot of money. So all he knows is being given things and showered with everything that he wants. He never would have, before I say that, let me say this. With his name being king, he's raised as a king. He's acting like a king. Just like in the king days, where they would have jesters who your only job is to embarrass and make a fool of yourself just for my pleasure. That's what's been instilled in him. On top of that, of course he's going to do that because he thinks it's funny. He never would have given the man $50 or $500 because the money was never the point. The point was to make a joke of him and make a fool of him and to record it and think it's funny with my friends. And then what was I gonna say? I was gonna make one more point. It's honestly disgusting. I do kind of feel like it's Tiny and T.I.'s fault because what is he seeing? He's seeing two parents who allegedly are paying people and giving people drugs to do it.
Did we lose you? Did I lose everybody?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, this is allegedly what you're coming from. So you think I can do what I want to do, pay you, and it's good. That's what he's come from. So I don't even think it's like discipline. I think it's just kind of structuring how you were raised. You entitled. Yeah, there's no boundaries. Yeah, exactly. Entitled. There's no line. Like he's on one extreme. I got what I wanted. I do what I want to do, and there's no consequence. Period.
Whew. Oh my goodness. Thank you, D. In my opinion.
Let me tell you something. This is a hot mess. And it's a hot mess on so many different reasons. This is really disgusting because let me tell you something. The people that get used the most is the homeless and the elderly. And I feel like this man was a combination of both. You wouldn't give your grandparents a hot chip. Tell them, don't drink nothing for 5 minutes. For a younger person, your body can handle that kind of heat. As you get older, that kind of heat can cause a lot of serious health issues. And I'm pretty sure because his grandma is always there with him, and she got to be that age. His grandma ain't walking around holding a hot chip in her mouth for 5 minutes. Why would you do this to somebody else? For T.I. to sit on his show and show us his kids going to the community that he was raised in to clean up the community. And then this is what your child, your flesh and blood, the one you spend your time with, is what he doing out in the world. It makes me think that everything you put out there ain't true.
Very sad. You made a good point. You made several good points, but I do want to point out that you said something real there because they kept calling him OG, right? So you got, like you said, it's just multiple things going on here. So older homeless man, and you knew this man was desperate for the money. Oh, I'll get you milk afterwards. And the reason why he said 5 minutes, because part of that challenge, when they put that challenge out there, and they charge $9.99 for one chip. It's supposed to be off the shelves now, after the 14-year-old did not make it, right? So it was $9.99 for one chip. And then that challenge went viral over I want to say they said billion views on TikTok. So imagine how much money this company made. Everybody's about the bottom dollar. It's American greed. You're that greedy. And then you're going to start this. You gave people a time. They used to have it on their website. See how long people can hold out for 5 minutes. And they told the people to do videos showing people sweating, almost passing out. And not they gave them all the rules. Hold out for 5 minutes. You can't drink anything for 5 minutes. That's where he got the 5 minutes from, and not drinking.
And you pick a homeless person too. Go do it with your friends if you want to be funny.
The friends that was sitting there laughing. But did you
do it yourself?
That part,
yeah, do it with yourself.
But did you hear him say, "We're not doing this one"? Did you hear him say that? So you're not going to do it, but you're going to get an older man to do this thing. None of your friends would do it. You didn't do it. And then $50. It was like every part of this was so much disrespect. Then you only gave him 20. And you knew that man was trying to hold out to make sure he got it, the $50. But he couldn't hold out anymore. They said he got tears in his eyes and it was cracking up. Denzel, you're up.
This is disgusting. This right here disgusts me. Like that company, first of all, that chip company, they need to be shut down.
Yes.
Okay, I hope and I pray that the parents, the parents that lost their son, I hope they sue that company, because that was really sad. So rest in peace to their son and condolences to them. And listen, I like T.I. and Tiny, but it makes me give them the side eye now, because for one, allegedly they doing stuff to people that they don't got no business doing, allegedly. And then secondly, you got your son out here, giving this homeless man this chip, this spicy chip, and you're gonna tell him, oh well, don't drink nothing for 5 minutes, or we will buy you some milk. Like, come on, man. Like, really, dude? And then give him some water that looked like was already drunk out of. And then you want to brag, give him $20. Like, yo, they better get their son, because if he do that, he's gonna do that to the wrong person. They raise their children. I'm not trying to be funny, but they raise their children. They spoil their children. So that's the problem. When you spoil your children like that, don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong having nice stuff. It's nothing wrong giving your kids nice stuff. But if your children is spoiled and they act like everything is funny, that's not a good look. That's not a good look. And then his friends, they look like they were older.
They did, right?
Yeah, and
I will agree with you on that. They did look like 19.
Right.
No, that was a good catch. And let me say this. This concept of, and this is not towards you, Denzel, or anybody in particular. This is just conversation, right?
Yeah.
This concept of you spoiling the kid. There's a lot of spoiled, if you want to use that word, kids out there that are not out there running amok and acting like this. I think, like I said yesterday, it's about balance, because there are so many kids now that can fall under that category, spoiled, but they're not acting that crazy like this. Like, I don't know too many kids. We could probably count on one hand.
King don't get disciplined, Diva. That's the reason why he like that. He don't get disciplined. China has put him up on a pedestal, and can't nobody touch that boy. I saw him when they show was on. King done crashed cars. King done wrecked I don't know how much stuff. Like, he was even driving without his license at one point.
Yeah,
saying.
he's a mess, but yeah, but I
He's
just
been a hot mess, but this the thing, nobody checks him. And that's what he needs. He needs a real man to get up in his face. You gonna take him to the hood, then show him the hood boys, okay? Let them talk some sense into him since you forgot where you was, okay? Since you forgot how the hood is. Take him and let them street boys tell him how it is. I bet he'll stop then.
Can I say something else, Diva?
Yes, you can, Denzel. But let me just finish my thought, right?
Okay.
So my whole thought is, and yeah, like somebody said, 8'11", not 7. I agree with you, right? And so she's saying, Riley is spoiled. A lot of people are spoiled. Like I was trying to say is, I don't know too many kids that don't have no cell phone. When I drive by this high school that's in my area, yo, them girls, they looking cute every day. Hair done, nails done.
The lace is lacing.
You better speak on it, Diva. Look better than me, and I work every day. Got the hair done, the nails done, on the phone.
Listen, they got the latest.
I go work every day.
Okay,
You
they
speaking facts, Diva.
cars. I'm just saying. So
Alexis.
I think, come on now. I think it's about balance, and I also, but this is just me. I don't think everything has to be this in your face discipline, because sometimes no matter what you do, you're going to get that one-off kid that got to go out there, bump their head against the wall a few times and maybe go down the rabbit hole, and then they get it. But do I think I'm going to go back to Felicia? I don't care what nobody says. You do got to order the steps. You got to order the steps for your child. And just because they turn 18 or 19, that don't mean all of a sudden they're going to know everything, especially if you wasn't teaching them the whole time along the way. He has nothing to do with his time. So he's out there looking for something to do, and he's looking for it with the wrong people. Because they always standing there laughing, thinking that was so funny. And no one in the group. Sometimes you're fortunate that I have somebody in the group that be like, whoa, now we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. Just like, what, I got family, like my dad was from the South. I will say this, about the South. Everybody can be a little crazy, but at least in the South, I just know with my family, if the funeral procession was coming by, driving down the street, everybody stopped. You bow your head, let the people go. You understand what I mean? I know cousins that smoke, but they wouldn't smoke in front of the church. Now nobody cares. They lighting up in front of the church. They cursing in front of the preacher. And I know people that had a mouth on them, but they wouldn't have a mouth on them in front of the grown folk.
Or their parents.
Talk about it, Diva.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Diva.
Now nobody don't care. They curse
That's true.
The grown folks. They curse in front of grandma, papa, and them. It's like, well, Dad, where the respect go? But he does need something to do. And I think he is still young enough that his parents can reel him in and get him all the way together. And I'm not talking about corporal punishment, somebody in your face, get you together. Reel him in and talk to him, because he's not ready for them streets, for real. And that's what that person tried to tell T.I. He ain't ready for the real gangsters. He ain't ready for that street. He ain't about that life. He running around here with these pretend thugs, thinking he ready for thug level. Let me tell you something. I've seen the toughest ones of them. And honey, when they get that judge hit that gavel, then all of a sudden they crying, they carrying on. Just like there's this one rapper now trying to act like he's slow. He's making a mockery in the court.
Oh.
That fool is a
I want to slap him, and that judge does too. He up there, in the court.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge talking about something. Is he okay? And you know he okay.
Well, she got to play it all because he in that courtroom acting a monkey nut fool, being ridiculous.
But can I ask y'all a question?
Yes, but wait, Shan, let me let Denzel finish, because I kind of interrupted in Denzel. So go ahead, Denzel, finish your thought.
No, it's okay, Diva. Like you making a lot of sense. You making a lot of sense. The thing is that they need to get their son and talk to him before he go back to that wrong world, to that wrong road. Mm-hmm. They really listen. It's nothing wrong giving your child the best, giving them a Mercedes or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But you need to teach your child to teach people with respect. And for their son to disrespect that homeless man like that, that was not right. And then for those grown men to sit there and just laugh, and they recording and laughing, that they not real men either. They are punks. And he's around the wrong people. And T.I. and Tiny need to talk to their son. Like they really need to talk to their son before he winds up unalived or going to or prison or jail. They really need to they need to talk to him for real before it gets ugly, because that right there, that was disrespectful, and that was uncalled for. And I'm praying for that. I'm praying for the homeless man, because that wasn't right for them to just sit there and laugh at him. And he was on that, doing that chip challenge. They disgust me, and I pray for him, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And T.I. and Tiny, they should be ashamed of themselves for not teaching their child for right for wrong. This is disgusting, Diva, and that's it, and that's all.
Thank you, Peggy. You're right. T.I. did claim he tried to talk to his son. T.I. is official in Atlanta. No one is going to mess with his kids. Peggy, Peggy, let me tell you something. The street don't have no rules. And I don't care how official you are. So, Robin, you might know about this story of people from the Bronx. I want to think, what is his darn name? Oh, God. His character was played in that movie. What is the movie? When I think, hey, come on, darn it, you connecting with me. I cannot right now. You better go ahead. Okay, Paid in Full. His character was portrayed in Paid in Full. Okay, when he finally got out of prison, okay, because first he was on protection, the witness protection program, but he wanted to come out of that, and then he wanted to come back. Come, Peggy, come talk to me, girl. Come on, Apollo. Thank you. Okay, they let him play in them streets in Harlem for a minute, and then one day they got him early, 2:00 in the morning. They got him. It had a lot of street cred, and one of the girls that I know is deep in it. Okay, she wrote a book, came to my book club, told us the whole story, and they got him. The street don't have no rules. At some point, you're going to get got. That's why I would never play in these streets.
Amen, Diva.
I don't need to be no thug, because today you're going to get somebody, and tomorrow they going to get you. Yes, he is, Star.
Not the life to head towards. I already been to plenty of funerals. I know from experience.
Come on now. And let me just hold on. I'm gonna come back to you. Give me 1 second. Let me just play this, because this fool right here, he acting a straight fool, of course, making a mockery. No, you was all gangster. And now that it come time for you to do your crime, now all of a sudden you trying to act like you something wrong with you. This is the foolery he's doing in the court.
Just drawing attention to himself. But of course, sir, as you are well aware, I'm duty bound to consider whatever it is you want to tell me. But your client's nodded in affirmance. He just has some extra movements that the court is noticing, and he's done that the entirety of this particular proceeding. So you haven't said anything up to this point in time, so I'm going to assume that that's something that you and he are working through.
And then on Tuesday, what time are we on Tuesday?
9 o'clock, let's see. Hold on, wait 1 second. Tuesday the 6th?
The 6th.
Sydney acting a fool.
He feel like he about to laugh at any moment.
Yeah. You want to do the crime, but now you don't want to do the time. No, you gangster. So stop trying to sit there, act like a fool, like something wrong with you. Do your time. Wayne, what are your thoughts? Did I come to you already?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna
Diva, if I could just add one thing to some folks who may be interested.
Yes.
When you have a child who is now a young adult legally and fully recognized, and they have issues with fitting in, finding a place to do well, to be successful, there are a multitude of problems, yes, but there are a multitude of solutions. With his family, if I had an opportunity to work with them and talk to them, I would probably recommend that he go to some kind of wilderness camp, someplace far away from Atlanta, where he would be transplanted in a whole different environment, where he's doing things that he's not accustomed to, where he is on a schedule. I'm not talking about military camp. I'm not talking about the military, which are also alternatives that may work for some people. And these kind of programs are on the higher end, true, but we also have on the lower end things like Job Corps. So to the parents who may be having these kind of issues, and you have a child who is worthy and blessed, and you know that, okay, we need to help them self-correct. There are programs up to age 25. You do the research and you get your child into those kinds of programs. I don't give up on young people. I don't give up on children. I believe everyone is worthy. And then when you reach a certain point in life and everything has been extended to you and you have made choices of a mature-minded person, then you go ahead and do what you want.
Yes, thank you, Felicia, for that. Shan, I know you want to, I think it was you or was it E that wanted to add something else, which is you, E?
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Because I don't really remember, but I think I remember. Wasn't T.I. saying he was going to his daughter's appointment to check if?
Yeah, he was going her gynecologist appointment.
So
Yeah.
But I see his daughters being well behaved. So my thing is, you should have paid some attention.
No, I'm picking up what you put down.
You pick it.
I'm picking up what you put down. But see, that's why it could be a whole bigger conversation. I don't want to go down the rabbit hole, but I picked up what you put down.
Allegedly, right? Because I ain't got no money. Allegedly.
Right. E, go ahead.
What I was going to say, I agree with Shan, but I was going to say because I heard somebody say, well, he's protected, he's T.I.'s son. No, at that Waffle House, that guy who was in the back was going to come up in the front and manhandle King for the way he spoke to that female manager. And they had to hold that man back. Don't nobody care that that's T.I.'s son in Atlanta. And I'm telling you, as somebody who lives in Atlanta, we don't give a damn about T.I. I'm just letting you know. And furthermore, we need to stop acting like homeless people don't have families. Just because they live on the street or they don't have shelter at this particular time, that's temporary in a lot of cases. These people do have families. And this has gone viral. There's somebody who knows that man who could reach out to that family and file a lawsuit because they're profiting off of that man's likeness and image. And they are getting money and attention from that. And that man did not sign any release to be recorded for him to put out in the media and for that to be shared all those. That's not cool. That's not cool at all.
And let's not forget, T.I. is not Beyonce. Like Beyonce kids, I imagine they have security all the time, and they're, you know what I mean? It's like levels, I think.
Yeah, I think they was really talking more street cred because T.I. has his street cred, and that's why I brought up Apollo. At the end of the day, there's always going to be a one person out there that want to be the one that overrode the system and did what they wanted to do. Now, I don't want nothing to happen to him. I wish him very well, and I'm hoping there's a turnaround point because, like Felicia said, all is not lost, but they got to somehow figure out how to reel it in now. And to me, if I was the mom seeing this challenge and I was the dad, I'll tell my husband, go get that boy off the street now. Take his car, take the keys, take his bank account, and whatever money he utilizes will be only the money he made himself. You want to go out there being hood? You want to go out there acting the fool? You're going to do it on your own dime. And I'm going to help. If he doesn't live on his own outside of his parents' house, I will help you find a place. Because we're not going to do that up here in my household. That's not what we're going to do. So I would give you some options. Got some options for you. It's A, B, C, or D. Denzel, don't worry about it. Let it go.
Can I say one more thing?
Okay, Diva.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say I feel like I definitely agree with Felicia that there can be a way to fix the issue. I think right now the main problem is that he has more value on monetary gain and money than he does on human life. And he doesn't respect anybody who doesn't have as much money as me or my mom and dad. So I think that's part of the issue. He needs something that will give him that he can place value on. So he can kind of separate from that love of money and have something that's more important to him. So he can kind of humble himself and realize. I almost feel like he may need to go on one of those programs where the CEO used to go work at the business to kind of see like what it is to be a worker there. He needs something like that. Place him in real life situations where he's not the richest in the room, or I don't tell y'all what to do and y'all listen. And I think that'll kind of humble him a bit.
He does need some humbling, but you hit a very good key point. He has no respect for, I'm going to just say, the poor people. Period, point blank. Part of his conversation in the Waffle House was how the people that he talked about the wages they made. He really disrespectful to the highest level. And when you don't know to be grateful for the little people, so to speak, you're a fool. Now, I don't care how much money you have, it's the little people that still are working out in these streets hard to get you the stuff that you have to live your privileged life.
And you
should. If it wasn't that person on the line putting the piece on the car, you wouldn't have your BMW, your Lexus, or whatever it is that you do have.
That
If
part,
you
Diva.
people driving the trucks down the road, you wouldn't have those groceries ready in your supermarket so that your housekeeper or whoever is picking them up and cooking you your food.
I just wanted to say, when the original Kardashian show was on, do y'all remember how, before he transitioned to Caitlyn, how Bruce took Kendall and Kylie down to the LA Mission?
Mm-hmm.
And Courtney showed up like a little bit after him and say, y'all see how these people live? How they struggle? Because Courtney always said that Robert Kardashian installed in her and Kim that this what y'all have is a privilege. And Bruce tried to do the same thing with Kylie and Kendall.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's ways of doing it. There's ways of doing it. But you know what, guys? Let's move on to the next story. We're praying for him. And I pray that there's a recovery moment. And you know what's unfortunate? He out here playing games. But if there's, at some point we all gotta go. We can't be on this earth till we 200, 300 or whatever the case may be. Without his parents' money, I wonder what would he do and where would he be? Because he don't have their level of money at this point. And if you don't know how to make money, no matter how much money they leave behind, it won't last that long. Especially when it already looks like he got vultures as friends. So we'll continue and go to the next story. And I think this next story I want to go to is I'm going to go to this officer who got caught on his body cam saying some very disrespectful and ridiculous things about a young lady that lost her life in a car accident. Now, let's go to this body cam. Very sad. I think I can make that bigger there. And let me play this video. Oh, hold on, guys. Why is it?
Over 60 miles an hour. Now,
okay, let me
Evita Pandalua, a 23-year-old grad student died at the hospital that night. She was crossing.
Let me see if I can start it back from the beginning. Okay.
This new body cam footage from the night an officer hit and killed a woman with his police cruiser going over 60 miles an hour. Now, the woman, John Vida Candelua, a 23-year-old grad student, died at the hospital that night. She was crossing the road in the city's South Lake Union neighborhood back in January. And the posted speed limit there is supposed to be 25 miles an hour. Now, this new body cam footage from another officer talking about that horrible crash a little after it happened, and a warning, what you're about to hear may be disturbing.
I think she went up on the hood, hit the windshield, then when he hit the brakes, flew off the car. But she is dead.
That laughter there has gotten a lot of people's attention. The Seattle Police Department released the video after an employee raised concerns. The Department of Police Accountability says it's looking into it, and NBC News has reached out to the officers in the video and their union for comment, but we haven't heard back. Joining us now is NBC News correspondent Steve Patterson. Steve, so what else is on this video, and why is it being released now?
Yeah, so it's being released by Seattle Police, as you mentioned, because of this whistleblower. This is really the only reason why we know anything about this. Apparently, according to a statement Seattle Police released, said that this was an employee just doing their job and in the routine work, heard this conversation. It's a one-sided conversation inside that police cruiser, recorded on a body cam that was apparently the officer didn't know was on or left it on beyond the scope of the time that he was supposed to be conducting what he was doing on scene. The employee hears this, they flag it up the pole, essentially to the chief's office. And then because it's now in the accountability office, it has to be released to the public. And that's how we're able to hear it. What's on it, Gotti? I mean, it sounds awful, right? It sounds like a blatant disregard for human life, for the badge, for sense and sensibility, for protecting and serving, which is the oath that police officers take. But that's just how it sounds. I want to play another section of it, which pertains to put a price on this woman's life after she was killed. Listen to this.
No, it's a regular person. Yeah, just write a check. Just, yeah, $11,000. She was 26 anyway. She had limited value.
Now, it's important to say that this is one half of a two-sided conversation. We only hear one voice. He's talking to somebody else. This is a few seconds of a clip that could well be taken out of context. That is what the investigation is focused on. What is the context of what he's saying? Because there has been a statement released from this officer since this has all happened to say that no, what he was actually doing was mocking a conversation that would happen between two attorneys, sort of putting a price on her life, in essence, showing the injustice that he believes would come from a situation this tragic. But this is his word. It is still early, and Gotti, it is still under investigation. Back to you.
Steve, what can you tell us about the officer that we hear talking there?
Yeah, this is Daniel Otterer. He is a drug recognition officer, so he's on scene there. This recording that you're hearing is a day after this has all happened. He arrives on scene to essentially drug test the officer who strikes this woman. And in doing so, sort of figures out in part of the investigation whether or not that officer was impaired. But he's also the vice president of the Seattle Police Officer Association Guild, which is one of the most powerful, essentially, police unions in all of the Pacific Northwest. He's on the other line, according to a document that was obtained by people looking into the investigation by a Michael Salon, who is the president of that guild. So these are two high-ranking people within a guild of officers representing thousands of police officers on the street. It's part of the reason why people are so worried about that department. Gotti?
Wait, so the person on the line, do you mean the person on the phone with him? We know who that was?
Yes, we do. It is Michael Solani. He's the president of the Seattle Police Officer Guild. We haven't gotten a statement. We've, of course, reached out to both parties. We're waiting on a response. And we don't know what was said on the other end of that line. I think that's so important to say as we're sort of digging into the context of all this and part of what will, of course, be under investigation as this continues. Got it.
Incredibly important. Steve Patterson, thanks so much. And the governor of New Mexico.
That fool needs to turn in his badge. I don't care what the context is.
Yeah, very sad. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, we know how I feel about law enforcement. So for folks new to the to the discussion, I have very little respect for people in law enforcement. And every time Diva runs one of these, it reminds me why I don't. This is such a tragedy.
Mm-hmm.
This woman is a grad student. She's probably going from class or maybe her part-time job. She gets struck, and it's given the value of a bird getting struck by a vehicle. Her family has to hear this laughter and this chuckle. And allegedly, the police officer saying something about 11,000. But while I was listening, I Googled the average annual salary of a Seattle, Washington police officer. And so he just chuckled away his 81,000 plus benefits job. He's not going to be working there much longer. To the family, I extend my condolences. It's just heartbreaking.
Thank you, Felicia. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, but thank you so much for the super sticker, Tulsi. This is very sad. He said her life didn't have much value anyway. Really? Oh, they're just going to have to write a check? Maybe $11,000? Seriously? Shan, your thoughts?
This is so sad. Rest in peace. She had her whole life ahead of her. She was beautiful.
Yes.
I'm sure she would have done great things. Jill in the comments, she said no regard for human race. That's the thing. Like, I feel like the world, we don't even look at each other as people anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like we all going about our life like we all bleed the same blood. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like the disregard for human life is crazy. And I love how you tie the situations in, like the homeless. Like, I feel like he disregarded that life, and then now they're disregarding his life. It's just people don't have any respect for their neighbor anymore. Just human to human. Just we all doing life together. We should each have a little respect for each other, even a stranger. You know what I mean? Unless they're, a bad person. But I'm just speechless because what?
So sad. So sad. Q, you are correct. You are correct. The fact that he could joke about it, laugh about it, and now he want to try to act like somebody is gone. It's the day, have a heart. It's the day of someone is gone and you're laughing. Oh, she hit the hood. Huh? That's funny? Even if you saying you trying to talk about a scenario, you think that's funny? She hit the hood. No, she's gone. Nah, they'll just pay $11,000. He was trying to say that cop gonna be fine. They're gonna pay $11,000 and life is gonna go on. That's what he was saying. He can play it off now, but you know what? God bless the whistleblower, because someone internal told on him and was concerned about what they heard on this body cam. So God bless the one who had the courage to be an inside person and to push this video up to the top and what they heard and how disgusted they was. Now, the police department heard both sides of this conversation. Perhaps. I don't know. Or they know a little bit more. Would they have pushed this up if they really thought that what he was saying was the truth? He needs to stop the lies. I cannot right now. It's the lies for me. Julius, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna start this off. My condolences go out to that young lady's family.
Yes.
She's younger than me by 4 years. I'm 30, she's 26. My heart goes out to that young lady's family. Now I'm about to get ratchet. And so I'm turning on my camera for this. Yeah, that officer needs to turn in his motherfucking badge. I said what I said. Cause he's so big dog and everything else. Laughing, kikiing, okay. Well, we'll see what the community says about that. Now, we all know when we say community, we mean the community. So he better get terminated from his job, lose all the benefits to where he can't even work in law enforcement again. This infuriates me so much because I have a sister who is in law enforcement. And I am pro law enforcement, but at the same time, pro equality. You can be both. That man should not be in law enforcement, period. And that so-called president of that union, he need to go too. Because let me tell you something else.
They both have high-level positions in the union.
It don't matter. Because let me tell you this. My aunt had this saying on her front door: not black, not white, human.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you, Julius. E, your thoughts?
Tiva, I know you said, sorry, I was eating Oreos.
No.
I know you said that you think that the precinct has already heard both sides of the conversation. However, I thought they said they are waiting to find out who the person was talking to on the other side to get context, right?
No, I believe in this news clip, they said that they know both the people because they said that both of them are very high up in the union, which is a very prestigious union across the Northeast, they said. Now, we don't know exactly what the other person said, but I'm just saying myself, but the police department does. And we didn't know about this video and we would have never heard about it, right? But once that internal person pushed it up the channels, they had no choice but to investigate it. I think they would have put a kibosh on it if it wasn't something more. He's trying to backtrack because the public heard it and trying to say he was talking about something else. No matter how he spins this, when you want to laugh about a person no longer being here and it literally just happened, you can miss me with the nonsense.
Well, I agree. And I do think that I told you all before about these body cameras. They don't need to turn them off. We just saw a video last week. The officer was at the park with the black girls. Don't turn those cameras off. Leave them on. We need to know what you're doing when you're on company time. And they need to give these people cell phones because it needs to be recorded. Everything that they do, because their job is so dynamic. We need trackers. And the people who are reviewing this information, and I wrote in the chat earlier, shout out to the whistleblower. But we need to know who's watching these tapes, and it needs to be a diverse group. I know they're canceling out that equality word in the government. We were not allowed to, or not equality, diversity. We're not allowed to say that. But it does need to be people of minority groups because we need more things pushed to the top. And I told you all before, we should be able to see anything on those cameras anyway, because if these are public service and it's paid for with tax dollars, it's our video footage anyway. Upload them to the website and allow the people in the county to be able to go through and watch those videos anytime they want. It's like the neighborhood watch, if you ask me.
Yep, live stream like the like the police radios.
That's right, live stream it, all of them, and we should be able to click on it like this. What's that thing? Big Brother House. We need to be able to see what they're doing at all times.
Yeah. Kelsey, thank you so much for this information. She said racism and hate will do it. Seattle cops have a history of brutality. Please look it up. They target every race except for their own. He said what he said, and he meant what he said. But I mean,
he was unapologetic about what he said too.
That part. What breaks my heart though is it's like, yeah, she gone. Yeah, she hit the hood. It's a 25 miles per hour. He was doing 60. So sad. In my opinion, you're up.
Diva, this story really got to me because it's not even getting a lot of national coverage. And it's sad because
when you see the video, and then they tell you that he was one of the officers that came to drug test the officer that hit this young lady. And then he relaying this message to another officer and laying it off. It's no way he could be talking about something else and talking about this young lady in the same sentence and laughing, talking about her life. She was 26, so her life had no value anyway. Like, how do you get to be the president of who has life and what their life value is? Like, play around with somebody's life like that and say, just give her a check for $11,000. Her life value wasn't much anyway. Like, is your life value worth anything? Would you like it if somebody thought your life wasn't worth nothing but $2? I cannot. And I was like, this young lady, man, they said she hadn't gotten in no trouble. She'd never been, in trouble with the law. The speed limit was 20. The officer was doing 60. He sat here and told you she hit the windshield. Then she went up to the top and she rolled back off the car. Like, imagine all that force and what it did to her body. And she kept getting bobbled over that car. And you sitting here laughing about it? Or putting a price on her life? I am so disgusted. And to know that this man is up there in the chain, and that's the reason why they only releasing half of it. Because this other one, I bet you his conversation was rough, okay? Because why not let us hear that part? Because you're supposed to release it all now. Like, this is something that now we got the right to hear. So why are we only getting a one-sided view? Just imagine what this... Oh, I almost said something.
No, but that part. And it's like somebody said, they do this. This is not isolated talk. This is regular talk. This is how you talk all the time. You're talking greasy and slick about.
And you will notice his mic wasn't, and they didn't cut it off all the time because notice he said, but she died, right? You heard those officers say, but she died, right? But now we don't hear nothing else of his conversation. Oh, you can play that part.
Come on.
Why it feel so bad that you can't play that stuff for us? Like, I need to know what he said.
That part right there.
You training all the rest of these officers that's in Seattle. So everybody's life is intact in Seattle.
That part. I don't like this at all. Leo, your thoughts? Pussy, thank you for the super stick. I truly appreciate it.
This is so sad to me as well. I mean, this is a heavy, heavy one. I also have law enforcement, actually police officers and sheriff deputies in my family. And one of my closest cousins, she had to get off the street, and I tell you, she's had a great career in law enforcement. She was a police officer. She got, degrees, bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, criminal justice. She's a detective now. And she also guards the chancellor at, our college at the UNCW. Okay, so anyway, she got off the street because she said the things that she heard from the officers was making her not sleep at night. Okay? And that's what this conversation reminded me of. And she did not go into a lot of details, but she said the longer she's been on the force, the worse and worse the language and the not having any common courtesy or concern for the citizens that you're supposed to serve was really about to make her do something to somebody, in her words. She didn't feel comfortable with the caliber of officer to have her back as a big old black woman. So this incident here is, sunlight is the best disinfectant. But I'm gonna go along in the comments when they say these men are not gonna get fired, y'all.
They're not.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah, they're not.
They might be riding the desk for a few months, but they in the police union and they high up in the police union.
That part. And did you hear them say the most prestigious union?
Yes.
In the North.
Yes. And the reason why it was so funny was because it was one of them. What he was saying was, we all gonna look out for my man.
Yeah, he ain't gonna
Ain't
get in
nothing gonna
trouble.
happen to him.
That's what he was saying. You better talk about it. That's what was
Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. We gonna make sure.
Yep.
Yes, we're gonna make sure these people get what they worth. She worth $11,000 or something like that. You see how carelessly he's saying, put the money on the life, because make sure just trust and believe ain't nothing gonna happen to one of us.
That's why I said about the community. If the community gets mad enough, it's on site.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say the community get mad enough, right? And they say, okay, well, sir, and you and the other one, like Opinion said, the conversation that we didn't hear is the one we need to hear, because that one was worse.
No, it was.
So
it was.
They gonna move.
Leo, let me just say this, Leo. You hit the nail on the head. The conversation was, he's blue. He messed up, but that's our boy. Do you want to say a life is worth nothing anyway? And somebody gonna have to pay out $11,000, and we're gonna move on with life. That's what that conversation said. But go ahead, continue.
You're right. That's right. And so what's gonna happen is that they're gonna kick them out of Seattle, right? The Seattle PD, what they call them. But then you know where they're gonna go to? They're gonna go down to Tacoma. And they're gonna apply in Tacoma. And then they're gonna work there. Tacoma, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like they're gonna lose their whole police career. No. They may get kicked out of Seattle. The community might come together and kick them out of Seattle, Washington, but they're gonna go right down there to Tacoma, Washington. That's also prestigious as well. And they're gonna be up in there working.
Q, thank you for this information. This is sad. This is very sad. Her body has been shipped to her mother back in India. My God, I can't even imagine her baby coming back in a box. The most scary, one of the most scariest things in the world. You doing all you can. You doing the right thing. Your child, and things can happen anywhere, but your child is like, I want to go to grad school here, and for them to be so far away, your heart is pounding anyway. And you praying to God every day because your heart is pounding, because if something does happen to your baby, you can't just get there. Now you paying dollars to that area because your baby's going into school in that community, eating at your restaurants, putting more dollars in your area, and no protection. She ain't worth nothing. Something more needs to happen to her. That pension needs to go away. But I know what you're saying, Leo, because we've seen it happen with people that have done worse. And you got to remember, if anything, they're going to take down. They will, if somebody has to go down, they're going to make the cop that actually hit her go down. But those two that was talking and laughing, they're not going to go down. They're going to send them to sensitivity classes, and they're going to spin the narrative to swear 10 toes down that he was not talking about this lady, that he was just talking about a scenario. And they want to play in our face like we're going to believe that. Q, thank you for the information.
And because her family in India, they're going to get away with it.
Yeah, it just breaks my heart. Yes, and yeah, I agree in my opinion. Wayne, you're up.
Yeah, I just want to say that it's a good thing that he didn't know the camera was on, because he turned it off after he realized it was on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I mean, it was $11,000 for me that you could put a price on somebody's head, and then pretty much said like she had pretty much limited value because she was young. I couldn't imagine that. I hope some attorney gets a hold of this, because if your mother's in India and she may not have the support for somebody to go do it here, because they probably bank on that too.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time. I saw another one where they were joking about they arrested this lady 70 years old and was roughing her up. She had a bad shoulder. They twisted everything, took her back to the police station. She told them she was hurt, but they never gave her medical attention. And they sat at the desk. And the cop that arrested her said, man, yeah, she said her arm hurt. Man, I heard that bone snapped. And they bust out laughing. Now he got fired. He got fired because he was at the police station and they had it on the camera. So, I mean, something may happen to this guy, but I mean, this is something he's gonna have to live with the rest of his life, you know. And I ain't no big one on karma, but when it does come back, I hope it comes back good.
You know what's sad? No value. I'm stuck on many pieces of this
value.
conversation. But the other part is, I don't know what she was studying. I'm not saying she was, but this could have been the future doctor, lawyer, whatever that may needed to help you in the future. Might have discovered something to enhance your life. No value? How do you tell? How no value? And Q said, for the record, he was going 74. So they downplayed it. They downplayed this whole situation. They said 60, and Q said, for the record, he was going 74 in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. 74.
And they even had the nerve
No,
to
it
say
was 20 miles, not 25, 20.
Yeah.
They
Shame.
they had the nerve to say that, oh, I don't think it was 40. She was 40 feet up in the air. What difference does it make?
Sad. Very sad. D, you're up.
Yeah, I hate this. I don't feel like anything was funny in that moment. I feel like I watch videos of something happening to somebody, and that can be with me and make me sad for the rest of the day. So it's like you have no sympathy, like you guys said, no value of life. This video makes me think of how some people say that some officers are the kids in school who were bullied and they never had a voice, so then they become a police officer so they can then bully everybody else or feel like they got power or authority over everybody else. This makes me think of those type of people. Like, there's no way that you really join the force to protect and serve and you can laugh at a situation like this.
Right.
Like, there's no way.
Right.
I'm sorry, y'all, my baby's crying.
Oh,
There's no way.
Oh. Okay, yeah, there's no way. Very sad. Very sad. I'm sorry, who am I up to? Denzel, up to you. And just for the chat, please watch your language. Cursing is not acceptable. Thanks. Thank you, Robin. Robin's the moderator, one of them. Shout out to Robin. Okay.
Exactly.
Some other moderators out there. Thank you to all my mods. Okay, appreciate y'all. All right.
And please hit that like button for Diva.
Yes, hit that like button.
And subscribe too.
And subscribe too. Thank you. Yeah. Q. Didn't Tupac say that?
Yes, he did.
You better talk about it, Denzel. You're up.
Yeah, she's right. She was right about that. First, I want to say rest in peace to her and condolences to her parents and family and friends.
Absolutely.
That was sad. That was sad. You know, she's gone too soon. You know, she had more life to live. You know, some people, they should not be in a law of enforcement. Some people should not. And for him to laugh and think it was funny, that first of all, he thought it was funny, and she lost her life. She lost her life. God forbid, if something happened to one of his family members, how would he feel if somebody was laughing at them? I don't think he will like it. And so it probably won't happen, but I hope he gets fired. But again, it probably won't happen, but I hope he gets fired. We need to see more of that body cam. We need to see more of that, because it's like, first of all, why are you speeding? And then you laughing at this. This is not a laughing matter. She lost her life and he's sitting there laughing. That's not right. And, you know, for the whistleblower,
Bravo.
Exactly. Bravo to the whistleblower. That person had a courage to speak up about it and, you know, bravo to them. But he's gonna get his karma though. He's gonna get his karma, and it's gonna hit hard. You know, it's gonna hit hard, and that's really sad. To, you know, that was really sad that she lost her life, but he's gonna get his karma, and you know, he deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. And he did whatever happens to him, he deserves it. And he's gonna get his karma, Diva. And that's it, Diva. That's it.
No, you're fine. No, Sebastian, I don't think up here we're confused. We know that the one that unalived the girl is not the one who was laughing. They're separate people, because the one who was laughing is the guy who went to go test the one who unalived the girl to make sure that, you know, that person was not on any type of drugs or narcotics or was drunk or whatever the case may be. But either way, all three individuals need discipline. Most certainly the one that hit her, and then definitely the people that did not hit her and thought it was so funny, because you got the same sentiment. Like, that's just insane. Listen, in the hospital for people I didn't know. And some people were sick. Some people were older and lived their whole life. A tear was in the corner of my eyes when these people would pass away. And I didn't even know them. I didn't even know them. But I literally did. And listen, I would have to go in the break room to let the tear fall down, because one thing you don't do is break down in front of the family. The family needs you at this time. You don't need to be in there breaking down with the family as a nurse. But I would talk to God all the time. Cover me. Hold these tears in. But for sure, it broke my heart. Seeing families I didn't even know like that lose their family member. Seeing families and hearing families getting diagnoses that are devastating their lives would break my heart. And every day I would thank God.
You saw them as your own family.
Yeah.
You imagined yourself in that in their shoes.
Oh, absolutely. And then you know what? I thank God. That's why you know, your experiences do shape you. I'm able to let a lot of stuff go because I've seen some real stuff happen to people. And the little petty stuff that I might get mad over, I let it go. I shake it off at night. Whatever happened to me during the day that I do not like, or I wish it went differently, at night before I go to sleep, I shake it off, because I've seen people go through real stuff. Imagine finding out your little child has cancer. And I'm going to cry because somebody talked about me or something like that. Get out of here. No, I'm not.
Amen. Diva.
Not even going to get down in the gutter with it. Why? There's people out here losing their lives. There's people out here being gone too soon. There's people out here, they send their kids somewhere and now their kid doesn't come back alive. This mom, her kid came back in a box and she was supposed to come back with her degree. And then on top of that, you got to hear that some insensitive person that's supposed to serve and protect thought it was a joke and was laughing about your baby that you pushed out of your stomach, you raised up, and was so proud because they was out there doing what America tells you to do. Go to school, be productive in society. Not out there acting like a menace. You sent your baby girl and you thought you did all the right things. She walking, minding her business, and not just anybody, but a cop hits her. And then the other ones want to talk about how she wasn't worthy anyway. It's disgusting. It's sad. We're going to move into this next stories real quick. We're going to go through it real quick after I show it. Now, here's what's interesting. I want everybody to be easy with your words. I want us to have a high-level conversation with this thing, because we know from this story right here that unfortunately there are some cops that have no respect for the community that has a little tone to their skin. So we got a situation here where there's a wedding party. And when I tell you this wedding party got into a full-blown fight with the popo, with the cops, and they all alive. They all got arrested. And I'm not saying they should not be alive, but what I am saying is that if they looked a different color, this would be a whole nother story. You got that sister the other week who was being accused of stealing some alcohol. Her baby gone. These people were straight up punching the popo, kicked one of them in the ground, in the balls, and they all still here. I promise you that we about to see it. So let me see, Q, what you said here. Diva and Piano, these have been some heavy topics. Please take care of yourself and release this stuff before you go to bed. Absolutely. This for us in the chat too. Yes, everybody, release it. Release it. Let me, I don't want to get too far off, but I want to say this. And I told you, I follow a lot of motivational people. Wayne Dyer is no longer alive, but I still go by a lot of his philosophies. Before you go to sleep at night, release everything out of you. Release it. Go to sleep happy. Sometimes you wake up and you already starting off a bad days because you didn't release that stuff from the other day. Release it. Wherever you can forgive somebody, forgive. It's not worth it. It's you serving yourself by doing these things. Let it go. Let it go. That's why I said really over here, because we got to have these discussions, right? And I want everybody to feel free to say what you say and speak your mind. But we don't catch feelings. We catch the train. And I don't hold no grudge towards nobody once these conversations are over. We have our conversations and we move on. And I love y'all all for that. And I hope y'all don't hold me to the cross either. Okay, because y'all know I get passionate. So let's get into this last situation here with the wedding party. Very sad. It's crazy. But I was shocked at the fact of what was going down and how these people was able to get away with it. So wedding party fights. Do y'all see this? Fights police in a wild video. We can't even ask no questions. And we gone. What's the one he was selling loose cigarettes? Gone. This one down on the ground. Needed in that 8 minutes. Gone. People simply asking questions, walking to their car. Gone. With paralyzed or whatever. You got the people in Applebee's. Beat down and then they got charges on them. These people here had a full-blown fight with the popo. Let me see. Is it going to play for me now? I may have to come back to y'all. Why is it not playing? Okay, let me see. I may have to come back to it, but here's another one here. Let's play this one.
I didn't touch your neck once, sir.
Yes, you did. I have it on video.
Hands on your back.
Sir, why?
Relax. You're getting detained right now because you're not being cooperative.
Sir,
put your hands.
I didn't do anything.
Relax your hands. Sit over there.
I didn't do anything, sir. Put your hands behind your back. Relax your arm.
But they're relaxed.
Relax your arm.
Then leave your hand right there and stop pulling it in front of you. Wait over there.
Stop it.
No,
Your dad said don't
I'm
say
telling you,
anything.
wait over there.
Hey.
Whoa! Yeah, please.
Are you telling me, sir, is that normal? Is that normal to do to my wife? Is that normal to do to my wife? Is that normal to do to my wife?
Are you fucking serious? What the fucking what? I will fuck you up.
Mayhem. But I'm going to go back to the other video and see if that one will play for us because it's a clear picture. I'm talking throwing punches and everything. No tasers, no nothing. They was able to get that off, whatever they wanted to get off on the popo. Let me see. I need this other one to play because it has a much clearer. I may have to go back and pull out of it and go back in again. Let's see if it'll play. I don't know why it's acting up. Let me go out of it and come back in, and then maybe it'll go. It's spinning right now, but I want to show, now it's a little commercial going. I want to show this version because this particular version here, it is much clearer. You can see everything that's going on. Let's see if it'll play for us. Okay.
Oh my God. Yo, Coops. Coops, get over here, bro. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Kubi, get back. Kubi.
You saw that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You just fucking knocked her out, bro. You just fucking knocked her out, bro. You just knocked her out. Dude, her head just hit the pavement. Her head just hit the pavement, bro.
They still here.
Lord have mercy.
Punching, kicking. They still, and they all ended up getting in handcuffs. And he told he said, Felicia, go ahead. I cannot. Go ahead.
What a joy. That was wonderful to see. It reminds me of January 6th.
Me too.
When you see all of this violence and hate and physical interaction between law enforcement and some of our clear fellow Americans, and they get to live on, and they get to probably not get charged with any major crimes. When I think of the blood of my people that would have run down those walls, and how many lives would have been lost at that wedding reception. Mm-hmm. There would have been no way. People wouldn't have been tased, more law enforcement called in, mm-hmm. Grandmothers would have been handcuffed, mm-hmm. grandfathers, mm-hmm. people who worked in the kitchen, people just walking by, mm-hmm. everybody going in. You might have said, well, can I help here? What you say, and you go. And these incidents like this is why I have such a dim view of law enforcement in this country. It is not equal. It is not fair, in my opinion. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The majority do not protect and serve all the people. And we are treated differently all too often. And mm-hmm. videos like that, I'm in shock. And then you slug the woman, police officer slugs the woman, mm-hmm. she's out unconscious, and her boyfriend, husband, brother, whoever gets to put you in a chokehold. And I loved it. Mm. Yeah, you getting put in the chokehold, yes. And I am not a violent person, but all too often people talk about karma like we got to wait and wait. Well, I love the chokehold. I love the kicking in the butt. I love all of it. And I don't think any of those police officers are going to be working or are still working on the job. I don't think not one of them. Those people with their privilege and their position knew, we're going to take care of this. We're going to take care of it here tonight, and we're going to take care of it again tomorrow.
Well, one of the many people are asking, what happened? Why were they called? They was trying to kick them out the bar. So they probably was already lit. They probably had already been to the recession. They was lit, and then they came up to that bar, and they was probably cutting a fool. Okay, but you heard one of the ladies said, I spoke to so and so that the lawyer said don't say a word. They said the lawyer said don't say a word. And the girl in the orange dress, she kicked him in the balls. Then later on, she got to kick him in the butt.
Yes, she did. And she had no fear.
Yeah, but I will say this. Technically, touching a law officer can get you 10 years off the bat.
Yeah, but they're
it's
not
going to be interesting how this plays out.
Nothing's happening to them. Now, had I been with the crew, I might have still been drinking my drink. I would have been the only one arrested, locked up, and still in the jail. No, they would have come for me.
Yeah.
I would have been the whole problem.
Yeah.
Now, Felicia, you'd have been in the box too.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
No,
the way this went down, for sure. For sure.
An all-out brawl.
Yeah. Shan, your thoughts?
What a joy it must be to have privilege.
Yes, ma'am. I agree.
That's all I got to say.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Julius, your thoughts? It went pound town. It sure did. It sure did. It was, I couldn't believe it.
They was like, not today. Oh, we do with this. I was like, ooh. But I don't want to be the Debbie Downer to say shake the train, but I'm shaking it right now. Sandra Bland, George Floyd, Trayvon, the
Martin.
young man. Let's see who else. Breonna Taylor. Do I need to say more? I don't think I need to.
Leo, your thoughts?
I tell you what, when you see them show off in front of the police, because it's a thing, right? It's always like this narrative that people in the community, when they go and they protest, and some people that's not about the protest go and riot and loot. And they say, well, look at this, look at this, look at that. Well, you know what? All of those people, they get arrested and they go to jail and they run their footage continually until they get picked up. Right? So it's this narrative that somehow or another we get away with doing stuff, but you never see in that footage where they doing all that rioting and looting that they beating down the police. You don't never see that in any footage that us is around here throwing blows, kicking people in the cojones, in the butt. You don't see that footage of us acting that way to the police. Where that footage at? Where is it? Has anybody else seen it? I hadn't seen it.
No, we too scared for that. We too scared to do that.
So you get to clearly see that all this misrepresentation of that when they tell you to show your ID, you need to do what they say. You need to do what they say. You need to follow what they say. Okay, you can still follow what they say and still get pow down. So this is a clear indication that there is a difference between how they handle them and how they handle us. Like Felicia said, the clear Americans, the clear Americans can get away with doing some things that we can't do. Did y'all see how he punched that young lady out in the orange dress? He swung on her first. It's so amazing to me how these men is so quick to swing on some women. I cannot.
There were men there that was cutting a fool, but now did you see the one in the suit? Now he was just standing there.
He wouldn't let his clothes up.
No, he was not. He was like, "Whoa, I ain't getting involved in all this." But
they knocking out the window.
Them ladies was getting down with the get down. The lady in the orange, she wasn't playing. She kicked him in the groin. She kicked him in the
She
butt.
was a rider. I gotta give her that.
She was work.
We going down together.
Yeah, she was work. She was work.
But that one in the black dress, so she tried to hang with a girl, her homegirl in the orange dress, and got knocked slam out.
She was sleeping. She got knocked out. And you heard the one behind, oh my God, gee, her head hit the pavement. You knocked out. You saw her husband's like, you're going to jail. Can you do that to my wife? Because they were shocked. Like, how is this happening to us? Child, and he pointed to the cops and going to tell the cop, you going to jail. I said, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my whole life.
I know, right?
And I was eating the popcorn in my head.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
He told the cop, you going to jail.
Ooh, child.
Because he gonna ask somebody else, can he do that to my wife? D, you're up. D, did I come to you already?
No, not yet.
Okay, God, you're up.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, y'all pretty much hit all the points. Now I can say I am glad not to have to not watch another video of somebody being unalived on camera, regardless of the color. I'm definitely glad it did not go there.
Yes.
But it definitely does show the privileges and kind of like the line. It's not the same. We don't get the same treatment. Now, I feel like, in my opinion, these police, y'all should not be out here fist fighting people on the street. That lets me know you don't know how to handle a situation, because where is the mace? Where is the tasers? Like, y'all just gonna let
de-escalate.
Yeah, like y'all just gonna let the people fight.
Well, they was not gonna do it to their own, because they do know how to use it. They use full force on the pregnant girl.
Right. That's what I'm kind of paying attention to. Like, why are y'all letting it get to this point? That's crazy. Yeah, it's
crazy. Wayne, your thoughts? Are you there, Wayne? Or are we gonna skip over Wayne? In my opinion, your thoughts?
My thoughts is, well, there you go. You want to know how we treat it? This is how we treat it compared to them. We don't get a chance to say we give, we surrender. But these people get to knock y'all upside the head, cuss y'all out, everything. They get to be as vocal as they want to be.
That's fact.
We got to be scared. Cut on your body cam for us. Please, just don't shoot us.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I'm glad that they all got to, jail on time, but yeah, I don't feel like we getting the justice that we need, because all the time we don't see us attacking them, but they attack us. Now you make that make sense.
Make that make sense. Denzel?
Whew. This was a mess. I should not be laughing. But that was a comedy show. Like, what in the world?
Comedy show.
Yes.
Oh, she didn't kick him in the groin. Then she kicked him in the butt. I said, come on out. So she was getting down with the get down.
She was.
She don't back down. There was no fight. And
she was, Diva.
Girl couldn't hang.
Right.
Got knocked out.
Knocked out. She was knocked out.
You want to know what's funny? I'm gonna let you continue, Denzel. But what's funny is they was punching them ladies, but you ain't give them men no punches like that.
See
that part,
right?
That part. What you hitting a woman for?
That part.
And that
and
dude
you,
was like,
and all of those cops there, nobody can get that thing under control. Now, one cop, somebody says, why didn't they call for backup? One cop did. After he knocked old girl out, whoever knocked girlfriend out, he did call for backup. You see him like turn his head to his thing, to his radio to call for backup. But they already had a whole bunch of cops there. Couldn't handle it.
But them cops kind of look like the coffee and donut brigade, though.
They do.
Coffee and donut.
Because they probably was in the town where don't nothing really happen.
Right.
And they was like, what the heck going on here? No, it was a brawl. But go ahead, Denzel. I'm sorry. Finish up the thought.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, like we don't get the same treatment. We do not get the same treatment. Because if it, Diva, everybody, if that was one of us, you know, it would have been different.
It would have been different. It would have been on the news over and over and over again.
Worldwide.
Worldwide. You better come.
Worldwide.
Come on, Candy Bars.
You telling the truth.
Right. So, you know, like, yeah, so our people, we don't get the same treatment, but you know, they look, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that they still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy that they are still alive. But I'm saying this, our people, we do not get that same treatment. We get treated like we are nothing. And it's just, I'm over it. Like everybody, all of us, we are over it. Like this is ridiculous. Like, and you know, they ask, you know, they said they need to be fired, you know, whatever, you know, like you see, they get treated very different. They mediocre. The
homegirl got to call her lawyer on the spot.
You see,
we can't even begin to touch our phone because they're gonna say we was going for something.
Right? Please don't pow us.
Said, I spoke. I want to say, Daddy. I don't quote me, but she said I spoke to someone. They said, "Shut your mouth."
Oh.
Like as in, don't say nothing. Don't incriminate yourself. She already on the spot spoke to the lawyer.
Right. See.
How is a whole fight? Y'all get everybody beating up on the cops, and you get to call a whole person,
and it's having a lawyer on site for me, like just on call for me. Must
that
be
part.
Nice.
And can I say something else, Diva?
They had the Kendra syndrome. Like, listen, people know where I'm at. They know the bail money, all that. Listen, the Kendra syndrome.
Yes.
Right.
I'll finish up.
Yeah. So a lot of people need to pay attention. Like, you know, they get, you know, they got a lot of privileges, you know, and we don't, which is sad, you know, because it should be, the law should be across the board. Like they should treat everybody the same. But unfortunately, we don't live in that kind of world, I guess. So, you know, they get more better treatment than we do. I'm sick of it. A lot of people are sick of it, and we all of us, Diva, we are over this, and that's it, and that's all.
Can we
love
get
you,
a
Diva. Love y'all.
Love you back.
Now check that.
Wait, what are your thoughts?
Okay, I just want y'all to know that the reason the police didn't pull out their weapons because they weren't threatened and they didn't fear for their lives.
Okay.
So they didn't fear for their lives.
Even though they were getting punched, right? You were right. Go ahead, talk about it.
And there's no way they could have gone home and told their wife or their mama, I killed a white person. This is white privilege in its glory. It don't get no better than this.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them was hurt. They all got a chance to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I say about that. That's white privilege in its glory. And don't none of y'all go out there and try that.
Child, listen, I'm gonna be like that one brother that was there. He wasn't a brother, but you know what I mean. In his suit, he was just looking like, "Oh my God,
I'll be eating my popcorn."
Yeah, he was like,
"Oh my God, eating my food too, VIP."
Yeah, he ain't touched nobody.
Like, oh my God,
okay, listen, we're gonna close out, but before we close out, let me just make sure this is what I want to show. Okay, let's just show this really quick. Is this the one I want to show? No, where did my thing go? That's not the one I want to show. Let me stop the screen for a minute. Okay, I think I gotta go back to it. We're gonna close out with this. Hold on one second, guys. Let's play this really quickly. Oh shoot, I don't have the sound.
Of what happened at a protest
Andrea Lucia now to explain what happened. All new at 10 o'clock. In the last week, one man says that he lost his eye because of what happened at a protest. Andrea Lucia now to explain what happened. All new at 10 o'clock.
All I heard was a boom. I got hit.
Brandon Sands was in the crowd Saturday protesting police brutality when he says he became a victim of it.
I put my hands up, and I put my hand on my eye, and I just took out running.
The 26-year-old says he did nothing to provoke being shot with a non-lethal sponge round. But as a result, attorneys say he lost his left eye.
And it's ironic that a protest about excessive use of force and police brutality ends with excessive use of force and police brutality.
Jesus Robo Enobakare chairs the Dallas Police Oversight Board. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Protesters have called for it to resume regular meetings, and next week it will. On its agenda will be votes on whether to investigate how the police department handles protests, and an incident that happened Monday night.
I'm very troubled by what I saw.
We were there when hundreds of protesters walked onto the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge. We heard the bangs, saw the smoke, and witnessed this protester carried away. Okay, what happened?
She was flashbanged by police officers for walking peacefully. I was kneeling down. She was kneeling down and was shot at by police.
I have a lot of concern about Dallas's police oversight monitor, Tanya McClary, who reports to the board, says her office has seen a surge in complaints in the last 2 days.
Our voicemails are almost full. We're still getting through emails. So what we've been able to get through right now is about 100.
Some cases like Brandon, she says, have been fast-tracked and are already under investigation. McClary says some of the complaints may be tossed out. Others may lead to internal discipline. She says the most serious, though, could lead to criminal investigations of the officers. Her office will be able to review the decisions and, if it disagrees with them, launch its own investigation. She and the board will also be able to look at the bigger picture and recommend any changes needed to the Dallas Police Department as a whole. In Dallas, Andrea Lucia, CBS 11 News.
Andrea, thanks. And also, just so you know, there's been a hotline established now for protesters who want to file complaints against police. The number to share with you tonight, 469-701-0349. The board is also asking for pictures, videos, any firsthand accounts also from that Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge situation that unfolded.
Whew, this man lost his eye. Lost his eye. We're closing out. It's a lot of unfairness going on. It's very sad. He was trying to do the right thing and protest peacefully. Now his eye is gone. How sad is that? So it was a lot. I thank y'all for getting through this topic. I know they were a lot, but sometimes this is the route we got to go, right? We got to have these discussions. Listen, on the way out, don't forget, people, hit the like button. If you cheated me on the way in, help me out on the way out and hit that like button. Thanks for watching, guys. Now remember, it's Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow for Trending Topics on Thursday. Have a good night. I appreciate y'all being here. Thanks for watching.
Love you, Diva. Love y'all. You have a blessed night.
Good night.
Good night.